Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the free course. I'm excited to have you guys here into this community. Let's go ahead and get started. So, if you don't know me, my name is Juan Cristales. I'm a full-time real estate investor in the greater Houston market. Houston, Texas has been a really good place for me. I grew up here. I went to all Houston Independent School District schools growing up, and I was really fortunate. My parents brought me here. I decided to join the Marine Corps when I graduated high school. I ended up doing 20 years in the Marines, and then I went full all in to new construction and to fix and flips and doing all that stuff in entrepreneurship. I've got a lot of scars in my life from just learning lessons the hard way. And I'm really trying my best to teach you some of this, guys, because man, you don't need to learn it the hard way. I'm happy to teach you guys, and that's the purpose of this free school community, is give you everything that you could possibly need. And then if you guys need help with it, of course, you can reach out to me. But really, if you really take the notes and take the effort to put your mind to this, you can definitely do it. And I'm going to give you the tools for that here. Okay, up to this point in 2025, we have amassed somewhere around $8 million in real estate holdings for myself. Okay, and you know, guys, I don't say that to brag, but I'm telling you that it's a snowball compounding effect, because in 2026, believe it or not, just in this year alone, 2026, we're going to be doing $6 million in new assets and projects that we have going on. It's absolutely insane. I could have never imagined it. But that's just part of like the consistency and like just staying with it and figuring it out, okay? Up to this point, man, we've been doing a lot of new construction. In 2020 was when I went all in on it. Now, we still own some of these duplexes, and they're rented out. Some of them are short-term rentals, some of them are mid-term rentals, and some of them are long-term rentals, okay? It's a little bit different, and you're gonna ask me why this and why that. There's a lot of factors that go into that, guys, but really what I'm trying to teach you here for the purposes of this is to get you in to the new construction game. Because I'll tell you something, when I first wanted to start learning real estate, new construction, ground up, nobody wanted to teach me. I was willing to pay people and nobody wanted to teach me. It was very difficult, and I learned a lot of lessons the hard way. What you're going to get is our very basic system. It's the plan, build, exit system. It's that simple, guys. And I spend the majority of my time on the planning phase. The planning phase is what's going to make or break the entire deal. Once the planning phase is tightened up and done really well, then the build and the exit just happen almost automatically. There's a lot of less bumps and a lot of less issues that come up, okay? So let me show you a little bit about what some of our most successful students have been doing, building with short, few focused hours per week. Okay, here we have Barbie. Super nice lady. I met this lady approximately 10 years ago, and she, owned some real estate in Chicago, and she had some other stuff. She moved here to the Houston area, and she wanted to get into new construction. She didn't really know what she was doing, and she reached out to me. I'm like, you know what? I'll help you. And I genuinely helped this lady for absolutely nothing, just to see if it was possible. And this lady is not climbing ladders. Okay, she's not walking on roofs. She's not a crazy person like I am, because I'll get up there and I take videos for you guys and show you everything. She's built 3 sets of duplexes and counting. Okay, she's a little bit older, but like, this lady can actually get this stuff done. So if Barbie can do it, and this is her family, beautiful family, if she can do it, guys, you can do it as well. All right, this is Alfredo here. Alfredo came to me. He was a painter, really awesome guy, hard worker, and man, by now he's built 4 sets of duplexes that he owns himself, and he's built a house. He bought a house in a vacant lot, didn't realize that he could just build on it. I mean, he knew he could build on it, but he had no experience doing it. And so like, this is the house that he's building there, and that he built it with his own cash. Absolutely insane. I'm like, hey, you sure you don't want to, take on some private lenders or anything like that? He's like, no, I got the money. I'm just going to build it. And so he's been doing really great for himself. And in 2026, this guy by himself is going to be putting up, I think, 8 doors in 2026. Believe it or not. That's crazy. Very cool. Now, you guys are going to say, yeah, it's great for these guys because they're full-timers, right? That's all they do is real estate investing all the time. But what about part-timers? Let me show you something here. David Sheffield is an engineer. One of my private lenders actually turned me on to David Sheffield. He was like, hey man, this guy's looking to do some stuff. Maybe you guys would be a good match. And I invited him to the school community. He's like, yeah, that's great. And check this out, man. David Sheffield is an engineer. He's got a 40-hour work week, probably even more, maybe 50-hour work week. Okay. And he just secured his 3rd real estate contract with private lending. I think it was $225,000. Don't quote me on it. but it was over 200 grand that he was able to secure for the construction of what the project he was trying to do here. So check this out. There's the, the big machines demoing this house. So very exciting. Sometimes these steps feel daunting for newer builders, and your insight gives us the know-how to navigate the building process. Thanks again from DNS Country Properties LLC. So really good stuff, guys, there. So you don't have to have like a full-time opportunity to be doing new construction. This is T. She lives in California, believe it or not, and she bought this lot in Conroe, and we're going to be building a duplex with her there long distance. So distance is not a big deal, all right? So look, guys, I know what unsolicited advice feels like, okay? When you messed up and somebody gives you some unsolicited advice, you don't want to hear it. And I totally understand that. But I think that one of the reasons you're here is because you're actually looking for someone to help you, looking for someone to give you some shortcuts on how to raise private money, how to pull permits, how to work with contractors, all that type of stuff, right? And so even though like it's, really just education and advice, it means nothing if you don't actually put it into practice. So that's really what I want you guys to do. I want you to trust the process. This is a process that I keep doing. I'm actively building new construction right now inside of the community. Every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m., we review a build that we're in the process of building right now, and you guys can ask as many questions as you want. I've reviewed lots for people or helped review lots for people. I have helped review budgets for people. It's all just open, okay? Research and plan the build is going to be one of the biggest things that we do. I want you to watch the training material. Even if you want to watch it on 2x speed, not my business. That's how you learn best, but rewatch it. Seriously. And the reason why I say rewatch it is because every single time you're going to get another nugget out of this thing, okay? I am genuinely trying to give you everything that you could possibly need to have a plan together so you can go out there and build. That's my goal with this thing, okay? I want you to show up and learn. It means showing up in the community, make the comments, make the posts. I'm going to give you a little bit of guidance and direction here to do some of those things, but I want you to participate. That is how you learn. This is 100% free. I'm not charging you anything for it. The best thing that you could do for me is just tell somebody that you think would benefit from this and just show it to them. Hey man, this is a free course on doing ground up new construction. You should probably take a look at it. It's actually pretty decent. Now, if you don't think that it's good, just tell me, hey man, I think that this particular thing could use a little bit tightening up or a little bit better explanation, whatever it is. Totally cool, okay? But here's why you should listen to me, okay? I'm going to tell you something. This is absolutely crazy for me and how this whole thing was born. So after I got out of the Marines, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't want to go into another uniform. I was, at the time I was, 38, 39, about to knock on 40. Like, who wants to be on a SWAT team at 40 years old? You'd be grandpa, right? Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, honestly. And so I had acquired a few rentals, while I was still on active duty. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go all in on this fix and flip thing. The HGTV dream makes it look so easy and so awesome. I'm going to try to do it myself. And so I went ahead and started buying property, and I quickly realized that HGTV is something totally different than real life, okay? Now, this is some severe foundation issues. Look at this property. People are just graffitiing inside of it. Look at this craziness here. I was hoping to save some of these cabinets, but it really didn't work out. We had to replace the entire kitchen. We had to replace all the sheetrock. I mean, it was just really bad. We're finding dead rodents inside of these houses. I mean, absolutely insane. Look at this back here. What am I looking at? What is this, man? This is, believe it or not, an entire beehive colony that's in the walls, right? This is why this was born. I got tired of the surprises of doing fix and flips. The fix and flips always came with some crazy surprise, some gotcha, right? I was hoping to make some money, and then like all of a sudden, boom, something comes up. This is a perfect example of that, because the guys called me, and I still remember the phone call. My phone rings, the guys call me, and they're like, hey man, there's a buzzing in the walls, like a loud buzzing, not like a little bit, but like a lot. He's like, I'm pretty sure there's bugs inside the walls. So I told him, I said, well, let's open it up. And this is what they sent me, a picture of this 2 by 4 foot cut out of the sheetrock where all of these bees were hanging out. And I'm just beside myself because now I have to figure something out, right? So what do? I call some people, I go on Google, and I'm like, hey, bee disposal companies. I didn't know what I was looking for, right? I was just Googling stuff. And so I did, and I finally found a company that was willing to come out, and they're like, hey, we'll gladly take these off your hands for you, but it's going to cost you $750. I'm like, what? Why? Like, I'm giving you free bees and like the entire thing. Like, why are you going to charge me? He's like, well, that's just our business. You can do whatever you want. It's your house. So of course I paid the $750, right, guys? I needed to get these bees out of there. I was hoping to keep this house as a rental because this was a good market. But by the time I got done with everything, like the margin had shrunk so tiny that I just had to get rid of it, sell it, and then, just get a little bit of money from it instead of like try to keep it because there was no equity. So let's see. Then we had to replace all the 2x4s. All the 2x4s are going up and down. We had to replace all the insulation. We had to replace some siding on the backside of it. Obviously, we had to repair the sheetrock. Any of the wires that were inside of the bee colony, you can see them right there a little bit. You can see the wire. I mean, those things were compromised. We had to clip those and, rewire. Like all these little small surprises that I wasn't expecting just came out, and now I have to deal with it. So I got tired of dealing with all these little surprises in the fix and flip game. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to go into new construction. So look, we've all been taught the same thing, right? Buy busted houses with built-in equity and make them rentals. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's actually a very, very good model and how I got started in real estate investing. Except, guys, let me show you a quick graph. Now, this is from the Federal Reserve economic data. You can look this up, free to pull this information. So basically what we're looking at here is going to be the 30-year fixed rate mortgage average in the United States for the last 5 years or so, okay? Now, check this out. In 2021, the interest rates in January were at a staggering low of 2.65, right? Free money. Everybody's like, buy rental property, buy. I mean, people were going into bidding wars, right, to buy real estate at the time. You guys remember the time? It was absolute bananas. And it was very, very difficult to buy because it was such a seller's market because interest rates were so incredibly low. By April of 2021, we were interest rates at 3.18, still fantastic, but interest rates were starting to go up. About a year and a half later, interest rates had skyrocketed up to 7.08 in November of 2022. Now, if you bought a single family home here at 2.65, this is almost 3 times the interest rate. How much more expensive is that monthly mortgage payment if you're trying to buy the same house? Absolutely insane, right? By October 2023, rates were at 7.79. I remember in this time period, I was trying to refinance some new construction single family homes, and the rate I was being quoted was 9.999. And the reason why is because they're like, we don't know where the interest rates are going to go. We don't know if they're going to go up, they're going down. We don't know. So we have to be conservative, and we're just going to give you a 9.999. Once we get closer to the closing time, then we'll lock it in and figure out what rate you're actually going to get. But like 9.99 is what we're giving everybody right now. It's like, wow, this is absolutely insane, right? A 30-year fixed rate. Now, in the 1980s, we had fixed rates at 17 and 18%. People forget that sometimes. We all forget that sometimes. So by January 2025, we were at 7.04. October of 2025, we're at 6.17. Right now, in the summer of 2026, we're still at around that 6.25 area. So the thing is this, guys, is that it's very hard to get single family rentals to cash flow when the interest rates are at those points, okay? And here's what's happening. The single family rental game right now is not working as good as it used to work. And it's not us, it's not you, it's the method that's broken. So let me show you guys a different way. Look, I'm bold enough to do this, guys, because no one was really willing to teach me. I figured it out. I had to learn, and I even bought like New Construction for Dummies book, okay? If no one was willing to help me and I figured it out, I think I can teach it to you. I'm certain that I can teach it to you. I have the heart of a teacher. That's who I've always been. Even as a little kid, I wanted to help people out. I wanted to teach people. If I knew something that could help somebody else, I wanted to share it with people, okay? It's part of who I've always been. And that makes me the ideal person to teach you guys. But I want you to be open that this is even possible for you, because I know that new construction can seem a little bit daunting, but it really isn't if you have someone that can explain it to you. And that's all we're going to be doing. All right, just looking a few steps ahead, big plan in place, a little few steps ahead, and just doing them as we go. Okay. So I have to tell you guys a little bit more about myself, and man, these are some of the crazy properties that I've bought, and it's just been insane, right? Look at this mold here. Crazy stuff. Look at this kitchen. So outdated. Complete gut job. Paneling on the wall, air conditioning system in the windows. We have to figure out all the attic system. I mean, the smell in these houses was absolutely atrocious. Insulation just falling out. I mean, this is how we walked into the house. This is not like we're in the middle of like doing demo. No, 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 no. This is how we bought some of these houses. Okay, this one here, we actually found some nice flooring on the underneath the laminate, but the laminate was so hard, we were having a hard time taking up the laminate. And the guys wanted extra money, and I was just getting a little bit upset because I was just like, like what else could go wrong, right? We're trying to save money because we're going to reuse some good floors that are underneath, but then they're wanting more money to take up. So, and you get frustrated because like you didn't budget for some of this stuff, right? Because you didn't know. And it's not the contractor's fault that they want more money. That's perfectly fine. But the challenge that we have is that like, because we don't have the experience base, we don't know. And so those things make construction very, very difficult. Now, check this out here. This fix and flip that we did here, man, there is a window, I think, or what is that, a door behind the sheetrock. Behind the sheetrock, that's crazy, man. That's absolutely insane. Look at this complete burned down property here. I mean, we may as well had been doing new construction with some of the projects that I was taking on. It was just too much. Look at this black mold. Poor little pet was sleeping right next to it. Oh, okay. I'm going to admit something to you that a lot of people will not admit, and I think it's probably because it's a little bit embarrassing, but I have flipped mobile homes. Yes, believe it or not, I probably have been told, you probably have been told not to do fix and flips on mobile homes, but hey, I was just trying to make some money. I thought I could do it. My confidence was getting a little bit better, and then I bought this house, and then once we took off the picture frames, look at this. These people were painting the walls with their lungs. That's how gross that was. It's insane. Uh, people choose to smoke and whatever, man, but it's so bad for you. And we were trying to fix and flip mobile homes. So look, I've done over 200 single family homes, and this is a group of people that I was trying to teach, fix and flips back in the day when I was doing that stuff. And man, I've, been around the teaching thing and trying to help people out as best as I can. And, I'm really, really excited to be able to teach you guys the same thing here. Look, I've built 12 ground up single family homes, and I've only done a handful of them because I really don't want to. I don't like the single family home model as much because it's very, very difficult to refinance them if you get stuck with them. It's a little bit challenging if you're not competing against the big box builders, right? Because there's so many builders out there right now just cranking out these homes very, very quickly. And so it's very difficult to compete. And I still have those rentals there. So I've built 10 sets of duplexes, 20 doors with 8 more sets in the pipeline. So 36 doors total. And man, guys, we're continuing to build ground up new construction duplexes. This is just what I'm doing. Now, if you want to build to sell, totally cool. You want to build to sell single family, you want to build to sell duplexes, you want to build to sell small multifamily, totally whatever you want to do. My goal here is to not necessarily tell you what you have to build, but really to get you to understand the process of the ground up new construction. Mostly because this stuff is all interchangeable, right? Foundations in different states are a little bit different, but for the most part, the International Residential Code, or the IRC, is pretty standard nationwide. Okay, so I've raised over $10 million in private capital. This is me getting an award with Mr. Hunter there. Super awesome guy, man. And man, I'm telling you that raising private capital is a relationship business, and you really have to have a high trust situation with whoever the lender is and yourself. So 1984, this is me, immigrant kid, and I decided to join the Marines when I, turned 18, and I graduated from high school, and I ended up doing 20 years, man. I genuinely feel like I won the lottery by my parents bringing me to the United States. We were extremely poor. We didn't really have a lot of stuff. I wore my clothes to school 3 days in a row because we just didn't have that much clothes. I had school clothes, and then I had at-home play clothes. And my mom made me get out of my school clothes so I could get into my play clothes when I got home. And, this group of guys that I had here, man, I love these guys. These guys are great. I got to point out this guy here in the background here. This is Peter Bissett. Peter Bissett I hope he watches this one day, but quite an inspiration. This guy, I'm not a very tall guy, by any stretch of the imagination. This guy was shorter than me, and he was an automatic gunner, which means that he carried the light machine gun. And at first I was really concerned because like he's such a small guy, right? But like he just stepped up to the opportunity, just super resilient, super athletic, just a awesome Marine, man. One of the best Marines that I got to work with, along with all of these guys. And I just point him out because he's the underdog, man. No one ever expected this guy to have such tenacity, such drive, and such desire to, do well at his job. So here we are with some of the stuff that I've done, man. Again, this is a burned house. I mean, the house, I think we bought the house for like $39,000 because it was so burned. Like it was not salvageable. Look, and I'm not anyone special. And if there's mistakes to have been made in real estate, I'm the guy who has done it. So look, don't be embarrassed about you having made some mistakes. If you lost money in real estate, I've lost money in real estate. If you've done something completely boneheaded, I've done that. If you've tried fix and flipping mobile homes for a profit, you are in a safe space. I can promise you that. I promise. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. So my vision and dream is to help people accomplish exactly what I did. So I'm going to go over some things here real quick. We have two things here, okay? Free school and the paid school. So I'm going to go over that really quickly, what the free school entails. I'm going to go over some sheets. Don't panic. I'm going to go through these sheets very quickly, but as we go future into the classes themselves, I'll go into very good detail about them. So right now, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of all the stuff you're going to go through if you go through this entire free school community. So we have the welcome, which is what we're doing right now, how the deal actually works, defining your buy box, understanding the numbers, what you should build, backing into your numbers, preliminary feasibility, and then putting it all together for your first deal plan. Okay, so I'm going to show you these sheets. Again, you'll have access to this stuff as the community, as you go through the courses, but don't panic. I'm just going to go through this real quickly. This is going to be accessible to you for free. And I'm just giving you guys a quick rundown about what these sheets are about. So we're going to be talking about location criteria, the property criteria, the deal criteria, and basically filling this stuff all out so that you can make faster decisions when it comes to, your decision to buy a lot. Okay. The next sheet that we have is like an Am I Ready self-assessment. This is something else that we're going to be looking at. The Am I Ready self-assessment is going to be on lesson number 1. At the end of this thing, we're going to be talking about, capital and resources, market and knowledge, mindset and commitment. Do we have all of these, count your check marks, that type of stuff, and see if you're ready for new construction or to, start building on a lot. We'll have this sheet here, which is the 3 phases of build for every deal. And we have the planning phase, the building phase, and the exit, basically. And then the 5 ways you make money in real estate. Again, I'm going to go into all of this in a lot more detail later. Okay, I'm just showing you what the sheets are that you guys are going to have access to as we go through the course. We'll have a numbers cheat sheet, which I really like. So I put this together so that you guys understand like the 7 numbers that really matter on every single deal. The lot cost, the soft cost, the build cost, the after build value or the ABV, and the total gross rents here, the projected property insurance, the projected property taxes, and basically putting that all together to figure out if that new construction project that you're looking to do is actually going to be a feasible project for turning it into a build to rent. The reverse deal calculator. I love this thing, man. Put this together. This took me a little bit of time, but I was able to get it working the way I wanted to. And so basically we have the property information, the building assumptions, we have the soft cost details, so you guys can input your information, the lot acquisition and site prep. So all this information, margin summary, 15% minimum floor, 20% target, 25% strong deal. And it just helps you kind of make that decision like, hey, should I do this deal? Should I not do it? What do the numbers tell me if I input the numbers on assumptions just to begin with? And see, really, the lot price is going to be one of the determining factors on that. Okay. Then we have a quick feasibility checklist, something else that we've put together for you here. And it's just basically going to give you, you can fill this out per property, right? You can just save this document like you can all these documents. You'll have free access to all of them, completely, totally. No issues with that. You can share them with people. I don't care. Not a big deal to me. But here on this quick feasibility checklist, you can put the lot address and the legal description and then figure out just for that one lot. If you made an offer on it and then it doesn't get accepted and it comes back, you can just quickly look it up on your computer and you'll have the information already on there as far as the lot dimensions, the zoning, the utilities, all the information you need to know. Is it a good market fit? Some of the red flags, and then basically some notes that you might want to take on it. Is it worth pursuing more research on or move on? The next one is going to be my week 1 deal plan. In this one, we're putting the entire thing together, okay? The entire deal plan, and that way you have something that you can actually take and show to a private lender, show to a bank or something like that. All the research that you've done based on a property, if you already have the lot, and kind of just where we're going to go with it, okay? Now, the paid school community. If you guys want to do the paid school community, totally open. Again, I'm trying to give you as much as I can for free. Everything enough for you guys to go out there and actually start your new construction. But sometimes some people are still, they need help with the implementation, right? All of the information here is going to be free. I obviously, espouse a lot of Alex Hormozzi's information and all of this stuff. And he talks about like giving away the information for free and then you charge for the implementation. And I totally understand that. Like on your first build or something like that, you want a little bit of extra help one-on-one with me. Totally cool. That is definitely going to be charged. But we'll have an onboarding call with me. Almost daily, we do build updates for active builds, weekly calls with me, deal reviews on your current or future builds, and I set aside time for you guys so that like, if you're just not very comfortable with a lot and you just need someone to like encourage you and help you, tell you like, no, this is a bad deal, or yes, this is actually a pretty decent deal, then that's what that's for, okay? In-depth capital raising, we're going to be talking a lot about that. Templates, contractor paperwork, copy paste my set of duplex plans. That's basically what we're going to be doing in the paid community. So next, let's talk about the build to rent versus build to sell path, whichever one you want to go to, and who this is for and who it's not for. Okay, like if you want ownership, you want control, you want long-term cash flow, that's what we're trying to create here. That's the purpose of this whole thing. Look, I have 4 kids. I'm married. I am very, very busy. And over the course of time, I want this to compound. And the way I'm trying to get this to compound is to get it to a point where, we have assets that are growing and that we have cash flow from those assets. Really, that's ultimately what I want to do. I want to spend as much time with my kids. I want to coach their soccer teams. I want to go with them on vacation and do different things, okay? Investors. Look, if you are at a point where you're able to process things at a high level, this is exactly who it's for. And you don't want to guess, okay? Because a lot of you guys have the experience. You've done fix and flips. You've done full air conditioning system replacements. You've done full electrical upgrades. You've done full plumbing. You're like, the only small bit of information that I'm missing, Juan, is the slab and the framing. That's the only thing that I haven't done. I've done everything else because you're in the same boat that I was in. When I did my very first new construction project, that was one of the ways that I pitched my deal to a private lender. My pitch was real simple. Look, I've done everything before. Full roof replacement, done it. Full air conditioning replacement, I've done it. Gut house, I've done it. Full electrical, full plumbing, everything. The only 2 things that I have not done have been foundations and framing. I've never done that before. Here's how I'm going to mitigate that. I'm going to mitigate the foundation by finding a guy. I actually found a guy that had done probably 300 foundations, and he had the receipts to prove it. And I'm like, hey, look, I'm probably going to pay this guy a little bit more than I would normally like to pay, but it's okay. He's done 300 foundations. He's got the receipts to prove it. And so I'm going to rely heavily on him to ensure that the set of plans and all the stuff that I need are going to be good and that this house is not going to fall apart. Okay, cool. The private lender was like, that makes sense. Good call. Next, I found a framer who has been doing framing for 20 plus years. He's probably framed 600 houses. Who knows? This guy is fast. He puts up a house, some of the duplexes that we've done in like a matter of 1 week, the whole thing is up from scratch. Nothing is like pre-engineered trusses or any of that stuff, okay? Everything has to be assembled on site. And so this guy has a lot of experience. And so that's what I told one of the private lenders. I'm like, look, I'm relying on this guy who's probably, I don't know, 600 houses that he's put together as a framer, for the last 20 years. So he has the team. I went to go see some of his projects. I took some of those pictures, and that's how I mitigated that. So if that's for you, this is exactly what we're going to be doing, okay? Contractors, if you're a contractor, man, and you have been working for owners, as a matter of fact, I have an electrician right now No joke. This guy's a really nice guy and he wanted to learn new construction. And so it's just a consulting fee, right? I'm guiding him through the entire build process. He's actually out there right now, today, this morning. He sent me a text message and say, hey man, I got this stuff going on over here. And I just give him some quick direction because he didn't understand some of the numbers on the material takeoff, like what they meant. And I explained to him, he's like, oh, that makes perfect sense. And that's it. That he just needed small little tweaks and adjustments to his entire plan. And now he's out there building. Okay. He wanted to own. He's been working all his life, right, for other people as an electrician. You guys who are contractors, you already have all the contacts. He's using his own people. He found his own people for, doing the plumbing. He found his own people for doing the air conditioning. He's got his own people because he's around other contractors that he likes and trusts, and they probably are going to give him a great price. Okay? Landlords, look, a lot of you landlords, you know better, right? And what I mean by know better is not that you're in trouble, but like, you know that there's a better way, right? And you're stuck because like you keep making offers and someone always overbids you, or you make offers like you're stressed out because you're like, how are people making money? That's the question I had, right? How are people making money by paying these prices on these rental properties? It made no sense to me. Single family rentals just simply are not penciling, and you're tired of the rehab surprises. Okay, I want to tell you guys something, that this is not a get rich quick strategy by any stretch of the imagination, and I am not trying to sell it to you that way. This is a repeatable, executable model, and if that's for you, that's totally, totally okay. All right. I get that there's a lot of people out there that sell, get rich quick, but I want to be the very first person to tell you that it just doesn't exist. Now, yes, there's people that win the lottery. Yes, there's people but that's not what we're here for. This isn't luck. Okay. We want to minimize luck. We want to just give you a set of skills that are going to help you long term. Okay. This is a teach to fish type of business that we're teaching here. Okay. I am not feeding you a fish. I want to teach you how to fish so that you can just go ahead and go do this. This is exactly what I'm teaching my children right now. Okay. Look, we've been taught the single family homes is good. This is Warren Buffett, and this is what he said. He would buy a couple 100,000 single family homes if he could, and he'd take out mortgages to do it. But this was when the interest rates were fantastic. Right now, that's not the case, guys, and we all know that. Look, single family homes, they hide risks. Existing houses, they hide risks whenever you start taking this stuff out. That's one of the things that we're trying to avoid. Single family rentals, yes, they hide risks. Why? Because when a house is vacant, and I have some single family homes right now that I own, so full disclosure, they're vacant right now. And if they're vacant, that house brings in zero. The stuff that we're building, the duplexes, if one side is vacant, the other side is still bringing in cash every month. Okay. And this is my quick little argument why duplexes beat single family rentals. Now, again, you decide for yourself what you want to do. This is just my opinion, and you guys can build to sell, build to rent, build to whatever you want to do. So duplexes give you two income streams. They give you better debt coverage, lower per door expenses, and more exit flexibility. So let's get into that real quick. Okay. Building new is going to remove a lot of the guesswork, right? Because everything is starting from scratch. So from the ground up, everything is brand new. You're seeing it as you're going. Fresh wood, fresh insulation, fresh sheetrock, fresh siding, everything is brand new. The budgets in new construction are way more consistent. I love the consistency of the new construction. All right, within a certain level of margin of error, because we're always going to have some overages and underages and different things. Okay, it's never a perfect to the cent budget. Doesn't exist. Okay, but it's more consistent. And the risky part of it, all right, people are like, hey man, building new construction is very, very risky, but it's a learnable, repeatable skill. That's the benefit of it. I used to be shocked because banks, before they would be like, hey man, we can't lend to you if it's going to be your first time building. We need you to bring in a builder so that they can build it for you, because we think that that's a very risky. But in my opinion, it's very risky to do single family homes right now in a market where the interest rates are so high. This is a learnable and a very repeatable skill. So This is what the entire system is designed to do, is help you repeat it. So some of the constraints that people have, it's not knowledge. The constraint of getting into the new construction business, people think that it's like, I don't know. The constraint is going to be capital positioning, how you get the capital, credibility with lenders, okay, and the execution confidence. When it comes to capital positioning, a lot of people have been taught, and a lot of lenders still think that you have to do the 20% down, okay? So we have to figure out a way to position the capital. The second thing is the credibility with the lenders. A lot of people are going to be very averse to lending to you on your very first new construction build. Ask any of the builders inside the community. So it's a little bit of a challenge, okay? But there are ways around it, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys, is that if you're well prepared for it, you're going to be minimizing the risk. And so then basically what happens is execution confidence minimizes, and so people just end up not doing anything with it. But there are ways, and that's the point of this entire free school community, is to get you to be confident enough to be able to take the execution and take the leap into new construction. So here's what you're about to do in this course is we're going to design a deal before you ever act. We're going to remove the guesswork and follow a repeatable system, and we're going to have something that is a 30-day challenge. As you're watching this, it's going to be starting right now. So the 30-day build challenge contract. Let me back up. Okay, so let me go through this with you guys here, and I want you to take this 100% serious because I want you to participate, and I want to like help get some momentum going for you in the process of doing this thing, okay? So this is not a document, this is a declaration. And I got this from somebody else, guys. This is not my original concept, but man, it's so good that I felt compelled to share it with you guys, that you guys could do something similar inside our build community, okay? So this is a personal promise, a mental contract between you and your future self. By signing this, you are committing to show up, stay disciplined, and complete the Built to Rent, Built to Sell Academy free course and the full 30-day build challenge, okay? Your 30 days starts the moment you sign this. No waiting, there's no perfect timing. The builder who starts today is already ahead of the investor who is still thinking about it. So I want you to reach each commitment below to yourself, pause on every line, and make sure that you mean it. And I'm going to go through this line by line because it's that important. I did this for myself. So I'm not telling you to do something that I didn't do. I did this for myself. My unbreakable commitments. I commit to completing every lesson. No skipping, no skimming. Every lesson builds on the one before it. I will not skip ahead. I will not skim for highlights. I finish what I start, every module, every exercise, every post. Number 2, I commit to the full 30 days without breaking the chain. No excuses, no restarting next week, no waiting for a better time. I show up every day until it is done. Number 3, I commit to taking action, not just taking notes. I will run the numbers on real lots. I will complete my buy box. I will post in the community. Knowledge without execution is just entertainment. Knowledge without execution is just entertainment, and that's not what we're here for. Number 4, I commit to posting in the community after every lesson. Accountability is not optional. My posts are my proof of progress. I show up publicly even when it feels uncomfortable. Number 5, I commit to completing my week 1 deal plan before moving on. I will define my market, my build type, my target numbers, my walkaway limits. This is the foundation everything else is built on. I do not and will not skip it. My reason, the fuel behind my 30 days. And when I filled this out, guys, I still have mine here, okay? Write one sentence that reminds you exactly why you must finish this. Come back and read it every time resistance shows up. I have mine right here in front of me, okay? My 30-day challenge commitment contract. And whenever I feel like, I'm just going to take it easy or I'm not going to participate, I look down and I wrote it, and it just reminds me to re-engage. So whatever it is for you, it can be something super personal, it can be something broad generic, but it has to touch you to the core till you're like, no, I am not going to watch a movie. I am not going to play on social media. I am going to focus on what I know I need to do because it's important. My promise to my future self. By signing below, I acknowledge this. The 30 days will not be easy. I don't want them to be. I need them to move me forward. I am fully capable of more than I have shown myself. Temporary discomfort does not get to decide the outcome of my first build. My signature below is a commitment I intend to honor no matter how I feel, no matter what comes up. Whether I am building to rent or building to sell, the path is the same, one decision, one day, one deal at a time. This is my turning point, my proof, my standard. Put your full name in, sign it, date it, print it, keep it where you work, and every time you want to quit, read it again. And once you sign this, quitting is not an option. So let's build something great together, guys. So congratulations, guys. We are at the very end of your very first lesson, and we have a lesson 1 accountability post. It's going to be linked down below. And basically, this is what you're going to be doing. I want you guys to go into the community right now under the accountability section and copy paste this exactly the way I'm showing it to you. It's very, very simple. Use this template to make your first accountability post inside the free school community. Share your name, your date, day 1 actions, and remember, stay active in the community. Get comments, level up, build connection, make friends, boost your chance to win the monthly giveaway. The more you give, the more you get. And this is the template itself. The category is accountability. Hi, insert your name. I just started the free builder school community. Hey everyone, I'm just finished with all the first video of the free first built to rent school course. I'm officially 100% all in. Here's what I've done so far. Started my course. I understand why building. I understand what 2 rents and 1 loan mean. I have an idea of where I would like to build. Printed, signed, placed my accountability contract on my desk. Take a picture, man, just a workstation selfie, add a photo of your desk, my accountability contract, the goal for the next 90 days, explain what you want to achieve, and a question for the community. Ask something simple like, hey, what was the hardest part about starting for you? And then let's build something great together. Again, you just copy this, paste it, go into the free school community, boom, here. And inside of here, you'll see that we have an accountability portion. And then you're going to go in here and do those accountability post check-ins. So it's very, very simple. You just come in here. We are going to take this part here, the body. And we're going to copy paste. And then here, you're basically going to be doing, adding this stuff here. The stuff that is yours. You can add a picture here of whatever kind of picture that you want to add. Okay, I'm taking some pictures of some stuff here that are dealing with some of the houses. And then if you want to, you can do a GIF. If you want to be funny about some of the stuff, totally cool. And then basically once you post it, people are going to start voting on it. So cancel, okay? And so like say for example, we have T, she has an accountability post. So when someone likes the post and likes the comments and stuff like that, she starts getting more points. And if you go over here to the leaderboards, basically just shares with you who the leaderboards for the 7-day, 30-day, and the all-time leaderboards are for the people inside the community. And so basically if we go to T here, she looks like she's been pretty active in the community. And right now she is at a level 6. And so basically that brings us up to the very next point, is that there's going to be the pinned check-in post that's going to be below. Again, comment that you're finished and what questions that you might have on that. And then basically we're going to be doing an Apple giveaway. So this is kind of cool. I just want to start something fun and challenging for everybody on how to win. So it's very simple, okay? We're going to be giving away some Apple products for you guys that are taking action, because I want you to go through the actual course because I think it's so valuable. I think a lot of people join things and like, it's not really that, they get excited for about a week or 2 or something like that. And then it kind of just starts fizzling. So the way to win is I want you to stay active in the community, complete the accountability posts, level up, and earn entries into a monthly giveaway that I'm going to be doing. The higher your level, the higher your chance of winning. Each month we run a raffle for everyone who is level 3 and above. So you have to be a level 3 and above to be a part of the raffle giveaway. Okay. So only members who have been active in the community for the last 30 days are allowed to enter the raffle. And if you're at level 7 and you get picked but haven't been active, we'll spin the wheel again and choose another winner. And then basically you're going to go to the school classroom, and I'm going to show you, I just showed you guys basically how to do all that stuff, how to do the posts and how you get points. And once you level up, okay, you're going to be starting off at level 1. Let me show you real quick. So if we go to the build to rent here, we have all the members. And like, for example, this person here just joined today and he is level 1, so he doesn't qualify. So he has to go through the actual classroom. So here inside the classroom, we have all of the classes and stuff like that that you're going to have access to. So you're going to go into the classroom and you are going to take the first class. And then once your class is finished, you can go ahead and check it off, mark it complete. And then the next classroom, check it off, mark it complete, so on and so forth. And this is going to tell you how far along you've gotten your coursework. And basically, once you get to level 3, that's when you are available to enter the giveaway. All right. So how to get help and support. So the course, look, I spent a tremendous amount of time, money, and energy into this course. There's a high probability that your question is going to be answered inside of the training. Now, I have redone this course multiple times. I think I'm on the 4th or 5th iteration of this course. And really the reason why I keep redoing it is because I'm trying to make it better, as best as possible. I want this to be the absolute best free course that you guys have ever been through in your lives, really, because I think that there's a lot of value in it, in you guys learning new construction, okay? So inside the community, you can also, you have a super powerful and fast way to get your questions answered inside the community. So post it, go under the discussion post category, and whatever question you have on there, one of the guys that is part of our group, his name is Drew, and he posts questions in there all the time. And it's really awesome to see because like we're all learning together. There's no intimidation factor. Guys, we've all been where you are, first time builder, first time going through the whole process, and we just need some support from somebody else. So weekly workshops, I host a free weekly workshop with Q&A calls every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Join them, have fun, make friends, and get my latest insights. So how do we get to that? Let me go here to the build to rent inside the calendar. You see right here, you have the 8 p.m. So you just go to it. And then basically once you're in that, you can add it to your own calendar, Google, Apple, Outlook, and you'll get a quick reminder. And then you can just add them for the Thursday nights, okay? This build to rent live is what we're calling it. And then once you're there, you can just go to this link and then it'll ask you, hey, you want your camera turned on, your microphone turned on, you can join the call, so on and so forth. And that'll be just part of the process. Every Thursday night from 8 to 9. And we do our absolute best to keep it at 1 hour for everybody, okay? So build to rent execution, to access the full program, you can start by booking a call with me, and we'll do the lot evaluation budget, guys. I'm going to walk you through the whole entire process. It's a lot more one-on-one. Go to juan-cristales.com, start, and you can set up a free call with me. And then on the calls, look, we're going to be mapping out build roadmap. We go from a completely raw piece of dirt to foundation, framing, siding, roofing, MEP roofings, insulation, sheetrock, everything beginning to end over the course of several months, totally 100% free to you on the calendar. That's what we do every Thursday night. We're in the middle of one. You can watch some of the old recordings if you want to. We've already done an entire build that you can watch already. It's free for you right there, right now. And then, of course, we're going to continue to do more builds. And so I'll continue to do the classes. Okay. So in summary, right now, I need you to do the accountability post right now, complete the pin check-in post below, and really, if you want to get a little bit more hands-on, one-on-one with me, just go to juan-cristales.com/start and book your free strategy call to map out your build. Hey, thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate you. I'm looking forward to teaching you and showing you and basically hearing all of the exciting news that you guys have, evaluating lots, getting private money, starting the new construction process, getting to the end, going through the inspection process. It is absolutely amazing. And I look forward to hearing how much equity you captured, how much cash flow you're getting, because that's exactly what it's all about, especially for all of you guys who are just starting out. So I look forward to it, and I'll talk to you soon.